Hey, I'm Brian.
And I'm Karen.
Welcome back to our Film Race series. Today, we're going to be talking about working with actors.
I feel like this is one area where actors get a chance to collaborate even more than non-film race films. Because a lot of times in non-film race films, you are spending months or even years writing a script, and you've really thought about every single word that's going to be spoken. But when you're talking about a film race, you can only do so much as a director in 48 hours or 72 hours or whatever the time frame is. You've only had a few hours with these characters in your mind, and so you really need that collaboration with your actors.
And we've definitely had actors like Amanda on Capsule. She's part of the writing team. Then, as we're filming with her, it's very like a discovery along the way. So you might be filming, you get your script, you kind of have your guideline, and then they might have an idea like, hey, how about the line is this, or how about instead of doing this, I do that. You know, something might feel just right or wrong, and the actor will let you know that, or you'll let the actor know that. And it's just fun to just discover the movie as it goes. It's a bit like the whole laying the track in front of the train, but in a good way. So on a film race, I like to let the actors know if there's any credentials we got, what we're thinking as early as possible to see, like, are you on board? I know one year we said we had written 2 scripts because we got a split genre on 48. We wrote a comedy and a very dark film. And I asked, it was actually Allie, I'm like, which one do you want to make? And she's like, I'm not really in a dark place right now, let's do the comedy. And that changed where we went. So you don't want to force them into like, hey, we're going to make a horror and you have to deal with it.
If they can't join us for the writing part, that's okay, but we do try and get feedback from them and at least let them know, like, well, here's sort of the character that we're thinking of, even just down to basic information, like, we're thinking about this character, so maybe start pulling pieces of wardrobe even, just to like, get ready for what we're gonna film.
Yeah.
We will do some prep work ahead of time and figure out, okay, what actors are available that weekend? When are they available? Are they available all day on Saturday? Are they only available on Friday? Are they available the whole weekend? Do they want to come hang out with us the whole weekend, even if we don't use them? We can't always use every single actor that we want to use in a weekend, but we also have to do what's right for the film. So we just try and be honest about that and communicate that with the actors, like, hey, thanks so much for being available. We just can't use you this weekend. If you're gonna have your actors doing something that, like, really think about, like, are they gonna be comfortable doing this? Maybe I should check with them to see if they're comfortable doing this, instead of just assuming that they're gonna be okay with falling down the stairs, or assume that they'll be okay driving a car. Like, that's happened. I remember in the movie Equilibrium, Taye Diggs had to drive a car. He had never driven a car before. He grew up in New York City, and so he had to get like a quick lesson to like drive like 6 feet. Vish was not so comfortable with the rock climbing, but we managed to work around that and have him not go very high off the ground, which was fine because we really wanted Vish in it, and he's so good that we just, worked around that. For our sets, we're always like cracking jokes and having fun, but if we're in a scene that's going to be a really serious or emotional scene, we try to keep the crew from cracking too many jokes and making too much ruckus when our actor is trying to get into a scene. Jason could turn it on and off. I mean, he could be making jokes, 5 seconds before we'd be filming, and then turn it on and be very serious. And other actors, they really need that space to get in that mood, and that's okay either way. But you need to know what your actors are comfortable with.
Do they want to be called the name of the character the whole time? We've had that happen a few times. Like, just call me the name of the character, and get everyone on board with that, or kind of whatever they need to feel like they're kind of part of the story. One thing that's important too is once actors have agreed to come onto your set, like, just take care of them, feed them, give them that space to do their craft, respect them as people and as talent. It's kind of sad how many actors have come onto our sets and said, we think they're still pretty like hectic and like fast paced, and like, oh, we're giving them time to dig in the character, and they'll come to us afterward and be like, this is so much better than other film race sets. Like, no one's yelling or fighting or quitting. But that's a really important thing for me as a director, not only for actors, but for the whole crew. It's like, I don't want to waste anyone's weekend. As a director, my main goal is just to make the actors feel like they're in a safe place, like they have some freedom to grow, moving crew off the set if I need to make it, like, if it's a more emotional scene, give them the space. It's just my goal to make that a safe place for them to, I guess, get weird and get like vulnerable.
Yeah.
One of the biggest components of surprise, I find, is actors, because you'll even write something for a particular actor and they'll show up having had a life experience or be in a certain place in their life or in their journey, and they'll do something completely unexpected even though you've worked with them before. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please click subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the Film Race series.